following the discovery of a young woman's body in South Staffordshire. Yesterday, Monday the 9th of August, just before 3 a.m. in the morning, our officers attended Bridgnorth Road in South Staffordshire following reports of suspicious activity. On their arrival, the officers found a female who was sadly deceased. It was apparent that she'd been set alight to that location and she had significant burns on her body. We've launched a major investigation and are conducting multiple inquiries, but it's critical that we identify who this young woman was as soon as we reasonably can. At this stage, we can only say that she was of slight build and in her late teens to mid to late 20s. We are working really hard to identify her ethnicity and who she is through forensic testing. If you believe you know who she is, please...
Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors at Alpha Claims and Hire Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour. I really appreciate you joining me today, and this story comes from Wolverhampton in the West Midlands. I don't usually cover open cases, but I do make exceptions for murders of women and children. This story broke on the 12th of August, and more information has emerged from the scene and about the crime. Jomaa Jerrare was a mother of one, and she was found dead on the A454 Bridgnorth Road in the early hours of Monday. Her body had also been set on fire. Jomaa had been missing for several weeks, and the last place she was known to have lived was in Heath Town, in a high-rise flat. Detectives from Staffordshire Police were entering Hampton View on Woden Road, where she lived, on Thursday morning, because they don't believe that she was killed in the lay-by, where her body was found. The stretch of road in Perton where her body was discovered is around 4 miles from her home, and they have closed off the road, and there is forensics trying to gather evidence. They have cut back a lot of bushes and shrubbery that is in the way of the road to try to make it easier for the police to locate evidence. Initially, the police believed the body belonged to a young teen, and they misidentified her due to the fact of the severity of her burns. A man was arrested from the Finchfield area due to his whereabouts on the day of the disappearance, but he has since been ruled out of any involvement and has been released by police. Something that is a common occurrence with the police statement is they keep saying that she had a chaotic lifestyle before her horrendous death. And this seems like a way for the police to be able to try to put some blame onto her for her own murder. It doesn't matter how chaotic someone's life is, they don't deserve to be killed, and nobody has the right to do that. And I thought the days of police blaming the victims was long gone, but clearly that isn't the case. Superintendent Tom Chisholm said that she had a chaotic lifestyle and she had substance abuse problems. It was not unusual for her to be missing for a long amount of time. He goes on to say she had lots of friends and acquaintances, and they are trying to establish if she had any long-term partners. That again is insinuating that she was maybe promiscuous and knew a lot of men but didn't have long relationships with them. So they're wording this in a way, again, to blame the victim. They said she lived alone in Heath Town and had lived in the Wolverhampton area for most of her life. Speaking at a press conference on Bridgnorth Road, the police made an urgent appeal for anybody who had any information or who was living nearby. She had not been reported missing even though she hadn't contacted family in several weeks. Detective Superintendent Chisholm said he's reasonably confident that she was killed somewhere else and then taken to the lay-by, but it's not known how she died. And they can't comment if they have any suspects in their investigation due to the ongoing nature of it. The detective said she would have been brought to the scene where she would have been set on fire. We don't believe this was the murder scene. He said somebody knows what went on. Somebody would have brought some accelerant probably with them, and there must have been a vehicle involved due to the remoteness of the location. They don't have anybody in custody at this moment in time, don't seem to have any sort of suspects either, but they say they don't believe there is any risk to the greater public. They say there is no information or intelligence that anyone else is at risk at this time. But of course, this is something that they say at the beginning of any sort of attack on women, and there is nothing to suggest that women are not a danger. I would definitely take more precautions if you live in and around the local area. Hopefully this is an isolated incident, but there is nothing to suggest that this isn't. The road remains closed for the next few days, and the detective in charge of the case said there is a full forensic examination and they are hoping to find more evidence over the next couple of days. Due to the isolated area, there is little CCTV that has been found. So my condolences to the family of the victim. And this is just a really sad story that this woman ended up alone in the middle of nowhere. And somebody is still out there that is responsible for this. So I really appreciate you joining me today. Please don't forget you can get the latest updates on the website at scarcitystudios.com. And I'll be back again very shortly with some more news. Peace.